Hello there! Thank you very much for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog today. I'm Pete Howard, and I'll tell you, this is just a stunning, seminal, amazing, rare, valuable, close to priceless for that matter, just an amazing concert poster. Certainly one of the best on the planet Earth, and it might be my desert island concert poster. I don't know, I've said that once or twice before, but when I got a behold of this one, anyway, boy, what can you say? Fall 1960, that's 6 with a 0. Original Beatles hand-painted concert poster from Hamburg, Germany. And yes, this is, every molecule of this is the real McCoy. There's absolutely zero question about it. All the world's leading Beatles authorities completely concur. This one is totally authentic, and it only surfaced in 2014. I'm really honored to be in its presence. Just a beautiful, amazing piece. And it's got the presence of not 4, not even 5, but 6 Beatles on this concert poster, and I'll explain that. You probably figured it out already, but in a little bit. Now, you've certainly seen this image before. It's an iconic image from early in the Beatles' career, obviously. Their stint in Hamburg, stints plural I should say, but especially in 1960, represented by this poster, is rather famous. There's a couple of large door signs that were made just like this, painted just like this, and they're the ones whose images have been out there for decades. One is owned by the Hard Rock Cafe and has been displayed in Berlin, and the other one, I'm told, is owned by Ringo Starr. I'm going to show you those images in just a moment. But this is the first, not large door sign, taller than you or me, but it's actually the first regular-sized poster from this fall 1960 stint in Hamburg with the Beatles and the Hurricanes. That was a new discovery, as I said, just in 2014. It came from the estate, the family of lead guitarist for Rory Storm and the Hurricanes. What providence, huh? His name was Ty Bryan, and he passed away, unfortunately, actually in the 1960s, but the poster was held onto by his family and eventually liberated by, actually, his sister in 2014. So, the door signs are great fun, but, let's face it, they're unwieldy. Yes, you can frame them, but you need a place like the Hard Rock to display them, don't you? This is the first, as I said, regular-sized concert poster to come out of this, the big bang of the Beatles, basically on a performance tip anyway. Just wow, the first thing practically post-Quarrymen, although they went through a couple of name incarnations in the meantime. So when I say that you've seen this image, it's unlikely you've seen it with the yellow background. What you have seen, which has been, the image has been out there and ubiquitous for decades, is this. And I'll call this the white one, the white version. This is a reprint, or not quite a reconstruction, but it's a it's a visual reprint of one of the 2 big tall door signs. And so if you know somebody or you have one like this, the white one and the image I'm holding up, I can absolutely assure you this is not a real concert poster as defined as being made before the event and used to sell tickets. And it's an easy call because there was never anything printed for the Beatles and the Hurricanes stand at the Kaiserkeller in Hamburg in late 1960. Never anything printed. Only hand-painted signs and posters were used. So if you have anything printed, that's automatically guarantees it's a reprint or a reproduction. And, they're all after-the-fact merchandising posters. And this particular one, I'm actually proud to say, is a very nice knockoff, a very nice copy, done by the other guitarist in Rory Storm and the Hurricanes, and that would be Johnny Guitar Byrne. And he did a run, I think he told me only a couple of hundred in 1990, and in fact this has the dates stamped on the back, including 1990. But otherwise it's been, repurposed and re-merchandised and printed to death and everything. And they're already, the repros are already getting decades old, and so they're bound to look old and everything. But, and let's face it, this thing is so cool, so seminal, and there's almost none of them out there with 3 in the world, that it's suitable that we have, for anybody who wants the image on their wall to be able to buy something. But every so often somebody has one of these and it's old and, tanned and toned and everything, and they think it might be from the Kaiserkeller, but again, no printed pieces were made. So, the bootlegs are ubiquitous for sure. But boy, you get to a real McCoy like this, and it is straight to museum. This is a total museum piece, just fabulous and breathtaking. So the question arises, if this was only found in 2014, is it possible there's a fourth one out there? You've got the two door signs, you've got this, is there another one? Well, you know, I think it's highly unlikely, just stating the obvious, but always possible. You know, whether it be another musician. Of course, again, this, I think if Ty Bryan had lived, this would have come out a lot earlier, but again, he passed away when the Beatles were still, you know, recording in the late 60s, and so it just stayed with the family and then came out decades later. So we put, you know, the highly unlikely stamp on it, but not impossible that there may be a fourth one. But anyway, this one is, excuse me, keep the glare off the glass there. It's approximately 19 by 26 inches and painted on cardboard, and there was a little bit of detachment over the years, over the decades in the lower left, but again, that was easily reattached. Who cares, right? I mean, gosh, but for the framing job, it was easily reattached. That's no biggie at all.